I've got a monster of a tower for you today. Raidmax's 8.5 kg Monster 2 ATX case stands 311mm tall, 209mm wide, and 438mm deep. The body is composed of steel and plastic and sports a huge tempered glass window that sits on your typical mounting pegs to admire your beast's guts. Regarding said guts, you've got 7 expansion slots, ATX, Micro ATX, and Mini ITX support support, accommodation for CPU coolers up to 180mm tall, GPUs up to 400mm long, a 120 or 140mm fan in the back, 2 120s or 140s up top and in front, with 2 140mm blue LED fans pre-installed, a basement shroud with an okay amount of cutouts, a cable channel for most of your other cables, decent cable management around the back with more cutouts and appropriate tie-down points, 2 spots for SSDs, 2 spots for hard drives, both of which can accommodate 2 more SSDs, and 2 5¼ inch drive bays. Hey 2015, I missed you. But not really. They say beauty is only skin deep, so let's look at this monster from the outside. The case sits atop these angular elevated stands, the matching top where you'll find power, reset, headphone and microphone jacks, and 2 USB 3.0 ports, in addition to the sleek front panel design, makes it look particularly tall and imposing. After pulling the front panel out to reveal the removable dust filter, you can pop the top by giving it a little bump from the back to reveal a second dust filter, this one being magnetic. Lastly, you've got a bottom dust filter for the power supply. Now that the belly of the beast is full, let's hear it roar. I'll be using the i7-5820K processor clocked to 4.2 GHz at 1.3 volts and the GTX 980 Ti Amp Extreme from Zotac. Since the top mounting location will not accommodate a 280mm radiator due to clearance issues with the motherboard, I've removed the pre-installed front intake fan and replaced it with the Corsair H110i. As for building in the case, the experience was overall pleasant, despite it being a monster. I don't have that many things to complain about. Considering the case is about $80 on Newegg, I would have hoped for rubber grommets at every cutout except for the main channel. Slightly longer basement cutouts would have been preferred, and I should point out that the bottom of the case can be rather sharp, so be careful when you go to yank that panel out, lest the monster nip you in the hand. Last thing to mention is just a word of caution. Be careful when handling. Due to the base of the case, it doesn't take a lot of force to tip it over, and you don't want to push it over the edge. Don't make it angry. You wouldn't like it when it's angry. A few things to note that aren't necessarily bad. Like I said earlier, a 280mm radiator won't work on top. A 240 might, but I don't have one on hand to verify. Radiators will fit in the front, but you won't have room for push-pull configurations due to the basement. Aside from all that, the case is simple for what it does. The top can double as a pair of handles, making transport and building in it very easy. The design is subjective, but I think it looks pretty powerful without being over the top. And cable management isn't that bad. You might find the back a little tight, and while some of you might like it that way, it's not preferable in this case. As mentioned earlier, the $80 price tag is pretty decent, but I managed to grab this thing for around $57, which is practically a steal in my book. Sleep with one eye open, because for that price, you won't want to miss this monster. So that's all I have to say about that. Like, dislike, comment, subscribe, share, leave me questions if you got them. Thanks for watching. My name is Steven, and I am ALittleDIMM. Bye-bye. I've got a monster of a tower for you today. Raidmax's 8.5 kg Monster 2 ATX case stands 311mm. Raidmax's 8.5 kg Monster 2 ATX case stands 311mm. I hate that word. To admire your beast's guts. Beasts. There it is again. Beasts. Costs. Posts. Boasts. With 2 140mm. Hey, 2015. What was that? I don't know. I wanted to wave with this hand, but I also wanted to do kind of like this. And then I thought, partway through, this didn't make any sense. The case sits atop these angular elevated stands. Stands. That's the end of the sentence. Oops. The case sits atop these angular elevated stands. I did it again. Now that the belly of the beast is full, let's hear it roar. Oh, I don't like how I said that at all. I don't have that many major things to complain about. So, considering the case is about $80. Oh, geez, what the hell did I do there? I butchered all of my punctuation.